Welcome, everybody. What did I do that for? Everyone, to a new episode of the world famous, or the galaxy famous, Halcyon approved
Jedi Talk podcast. There it is.
I don't know exactly.
They're totally doing it like that.
This is a banger. It's a certified banger.
It's a good way to start the show, Bradley.
Guess what? The council's back for one brief week before we're doing remote shows again because I have to leave to go to North Carolina and the guys are doing other shit. But hello, everyone. Welcome to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I'm your host, Brad Hughes. Today, the full council's back, standing right next to me, or sitting right next to me, across from me. You're both across from me, but let's just go with context clues to who I'm talking about. He's hot and wet right now, and that's not because someone's mom's in town. Evan Tubishu, Evan, what's going on?
Diga and good journey. Yeah, man. I can't speak, I guess, but nothing much is going on. I just surprisingly left Dinoland. Amazing, right?
I know, but we're all very surprised.
I was super close to a walk-off. I was like the length of a dinosaur feather away from a walk-off on Dinosaur. I was very upset, but
we were talking about this a little bit before the show, and after I introduce the other part of the show, I want to get back to that because I have a question for you guys. And the other man here, looking skinny mini over here, getting ready for Metallica to come to Tampa, Thomas O'Gree.
By the right of the council, by the will of the Force, Brad, you said it right. Tampa Bay, which is prepping for storm surge of 8 feet at the moment, is getting Metallica at Raymond James Stadium.
Metallica will be here if that stadium still exists.
That'll be all right. June 6th and 8th. We have 8 months to talk about that. I'll be in the snake pit. Tim will be here in the snake pit.
Woo! We get to have Tim in person.
That's right.
Let's fucking go.
That'll be awesome.
It's going to be a good time. I'm going.
Yes, Brad's going.
I'm going. I'm not in the snake pit because I just too much.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
there's a line as Metallica fans that you got to go. So like I got an enhanced experience. There's so much happened that morning. I'll detail on a fourth mother box, but lucky enough to get snake pit, hang out in the black box lounge, a bunch of fun stuff.
I've been in a few black boxes.
I'm sure one of them was a mother, so I'll just hit that first.
Actually, I almost said her name. Jesus Christ, she was a mom.
All right. Just calm down.
I almost said her name.
Jesus Christ.
Just instinctively.
I'm sure she still is. You don't need to say was a mom.
Well, we don't know, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
We don't know.
No, we don't.
She might be like Lance Orion's mom and cut out after his father died.
Yeah, maybe.
What's going on, fellas? How we doing?
Not much. All right. Can I, from Jedi Talk to the people of Central Florida and the people paying attention to this hurricane in the Gulf outside of Florida.
Wait, there's a hurricane?
Yeah, I know. Will you please just calm down and will you have... First off, the media needs some responsibility, okay?
We were talking about this before you got here.
I'm getting so many texts from people who don't understand just basic meteorology, like, the storm. First off, the fucking cone keeps moving west, okay?
Yeah,
that's a cone
good.
of confidence. That's where the eye might end up, okay? If it's further east, sure, we're going to get worse weather, but it keeps moving west. Guess what? West is fucking away from Florida, guys, okay?
East. I thought you said west.
I am not...
What kind of compass are you reading, lad?
I am not downplaying...
You're fired again.
The factors that hurricanes can change trajectories at any moment. I'm not downplaying the factor that the Big Bend is going to get annihilated, possibly Tallahassee, with probably a Category 4 right now. But it's just like Orlando, Central Florida. And the people outside of Florida, I know you're worried, but go outside, pick up a book, fucking, like, douche yourself. You've been waiting to do it for a while.
Yep.
Tom's cranky today.
I'm on one. I was up all night for good reasons, but I'm on one. Yeah.
So what did you want to get back to? You were saying there with
we were talking about
the evacs.
Ride evacuations. Have you ever been evacuated either one of you?
Monsters and DCA.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I've shared it on the show, but if not, I have the video of it that I don't think I posted yet. No, I did post it, but I got evac'd off of Rise. My one and only evac.
Oh, that's
I didn't post it when I recorded it because I was still working for the Bob Iger company at the time. So I should have just posted it because I was going to get fired either way. But
you came in like the Kool-Aid man that day. You're like, I think we were recording Jedi Talk and you just busted into the wall.
Yeah,
like Brad's still fixing that wall.
Yep.
Somehow went from
it's
his
not
old
that big of a
I
hole.
know you're
but,
surprised.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit.
Right.
Good long-term memory, but
yes.
Yeah.
What I did yesterday,
shit short-term, yeah.
Gone,
but
bro.
that was awesome.
For me, that's ADHD and weed.
There's probably only like less than 10 attractions that I really, really want to be evac'd off of. And Rise was obviously top of the list, and my one and only one I have is Rise.
I've been evacuated off of Pirates twice, and it was the exact same place both times. Like, literally.
Where at?
The dock right before you go into the room where like the burning room.
Oh, okay.
That like right, it's like
Cool.
there's nothing there. Like in between.
I was gonna say that's
animatronics,
probably
there's
like the
nothing.
worst place.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
I mean,
Interesting.
I'd take it right now in a heartbeat, but that's like
it's
the
cool.
worst place.
I like getting evacuated. It's fun.
Yeah.
Usually, like in the summer, they'll give you like ice cream and shit when you're walking out.
It's
pretty
something
cool.
only an AP will say. Like, I like getting evacuated.
If you don't think that's a cool experience and you're a Disney fan, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think it's. I mean, you don't want to do it every fucking time you ride a ride, but
Do you have a dream evac?
Mansion for me. Mansion or Rise. I mean, Rise would be. I mean, just being able to walk that shit would be so cool. It depends on if you get in a cool spot.
I got the second coolest spot for me anyway. I got the Kylo finale, but AT-AT room would be the best.
That's the best.
obviously.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
So I would.
That'd
My
be up there
dream
on my
now
list.
is the AT-AT
Yeah.
room and Rise, but aside from that, it's Pirates and Mansion and Dinosaur.
I always wanted to do. You know this. When you work at Disney, they give you like you can sign up to do backstage attraction tours, and I got one for Everest, but I always wanted to do the dinosaur one. I always wanted to do
I'm
the dinosaur
hoping
one.
that it ends up like the last day of Ellen's when like it just broke down and they said, just walk it. I'm hoping Dinosaur does
Oh,
that.
that was so
That
cool.
was
So I
cool.
can
They said
walk
it.
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd
Like,
love to
that's-
walk Dino.
that's
That'd
what
be
I'm hoping.
It'd
awesome.
be so sick. You know the thing about if you turn around and like that first
Oh, yeah.
one, you can see all the mechanical parts
Yeah.
on that.
I look all the time now.
I've been
I
doing
love
it for years.
Yeah.
It took me a while, but maybe like
Someone-
5 years ago, around the time I moved, I was like, wait, you can just see half the Alioramus. Like, what the?
I'm trying
then-
to remember who showed me that.
The backup Carnotaurus on the left.
I didn't know
I
that
love
until
that.
like
I
a year
told him
or so.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had no idea.
And then the normal Carnotaurus went down for like a year, so the B mode was going for like a year, and I was like, wait, there's just that random head here. That's B
I
mode,
think
and
I've
then
seen the B mode, but I've seen it in the dark. But I'm
yeah,
not
it's creepy
see
as
it.
hell in the dark, man.
You can see-
I
yeah,
hate
it's
knowing
so
it's there.
creepy.
I'm like, what the? Like,
When the camera flashes, if you look in the
Yeah.
right time,
yeah,
you can see
Oh,
it.
I
It's
hate
so
that.
creepy.
I hate that.
I'm gonna
But
miss that ride,
This was
man.
weird. Like we didn't get evacs, but we just stopped right in front of Aladar when he's holding up the tree to like save you and let you go. We stopped right in front of that. The show lights came on.
He used his name. He used the dinosaur.
Aladar?
Yes.
Yeah, Aladar.
So the show lights came on.
Do you like the movie
Yes.
Dinosaur? I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I watched it like last month.
Do you genuinely like it, or do you
Yes.
like it just because it's?
It's not great, but I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the best ever. It's in my
That's
top 5. No, it's not my top 5.
That's
But,
fine.
I like it.
I respect that.
But like the show lights came on and like the dinosaurs stopped moving and their sound effects turned off, but the tree like around you kept going.
That's cool.
And the like hum of the time rover kept going. And they never made another announcement. We sat there for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden we just started going again. We're
That happened to
no
me
announcement.
once.
What are we doing?
That happened to me once in that ride in the little toaster oven at the end.
I've been stuck there
yeah.
like 5 times.
And it's like
I
it does
hate
it
there.
does the whole thing, and then like it'll
Yeah.
it'll go pitch black, and then we were
Yep.
like it was stuck in a cycle.
Yeah.
It just kept happening to us
Yeah.
with no sound. So it was just like lights, no sound.
Yeah.
Lights, no sound, and then it went completely pitch black, and there was a kid on our thing that started freaking out.
Aw.
And
I
was
get
like,
it. It's
"Shut
creepy
the
in there.
Fuck
I get
up,
it.
stupid. That's what I said to the kid.
Well, actually, that was me, Brad.
Oh, sorry, Evan. I didn't realize it was you. So we got a fun little show for you guys today.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going to do mine on the fly because I was
Well,
very responsible
before we
and
get
busy.
to top
Me
10,
too, so.
we want to mention that Disney once again stole from us.
Oh,
Tom said this in the group. Finally, it was me this time. Finally.
look,
Finally.
We've officially had something
It's
stolen
all
from
3 of us.
We still very much want to play through Outlaws on air. Our
Yes.
schedules are not allowing it right now.
There's no way it'll be all of it, but some
No,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So right now,
We'll figure it out.
I'm playing as much as I can with everything going on. And the other day,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I had to pause because I was having a conversation with somebody, and
Yes.
I took a picture and I said, "Evan, look at this guy's name."
You had
So-
the captions on,
Yeah.
the subtitles, and
Yeah.
it said like it said what this guy was saying, but before it, it had colon, and the guy's character name was spelled just like the character name of mine, Verick.
Yep.
Verrick.
Exactly. I paused it. I could not believe it. I was like, "Huh." Well, look at that.
Oh,
Crazy.
weird.
Relic Raider,
We could at
Verick, and
least get a
Outlaws.
pre-copy, you fucking pieces of shit at Lucasfilm.
Crazy.
love
So I
you,
mean,
just
I
kidding.
forgot what they took from Tom. They took
BD-72.
They took BD-72
So-
from Tom. They took
Yeah.
Ty Verasi from Brad, and they took Verick from me.
I mean,
So,
BD-72
That's so crazy.
is obviously
Love it.
it's 72 seasons, and the BD I bought is yellow, so it makes tons of sense.
yeah.
But the BD-72 that Palimato has is just super random. To just
Yeah.
72. I mean, coincidence. Maybe.
It could be somebody's like birth year or some shit. Who knows? But still, very suspect.
Yes.
Very,
Especially
very
all in a
suspect.
span of like 3-4 years that this has happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the conspiracy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Release the
Very
Sammy file.
strange. Release
Yep.
a Sammy file if someone's listening. I like to think that like this is my dream world. That every like Tuesday or Wednesday, all the executives at Lucasfilm go, guys, it's time for our weekly meeting. And they all gather in a boardroom.
They're like, okay,
Everyone's
Jedi Talk
there, no one wants to
offended
do
these
it.
people this week.
And they're like-
but they also gave us this cool
They're
character
like,
name.
press play, and then they have to sit there and listen to the entire thing, and they just cherry pick ideas.
Yes.
I think that happens. We
We need Grogu.
And this
going,
is not a
yes.
bit.
Yes.
This is not a bit. It is a bit. This is not a bit.
No, it's not.
It's not a bit. I believe this to be true. I hold these truths to be self-evident.
You know, if you think about it,
Yes.
somebody down on their luck and they're like squeezing ideas out of them. If you're out of it, you know, it's working smarter just to sit there and listen to a Star Wars podcast.
I mean, sure, but that is highly illegal and unethical.
Yeah, but none of our shit's trademarked. It's
Yeah, we don't have
unethical. It's not
copyrights and
illegal.
trademarks
Yeah.
and
Yeah, legal and unethical are two
And
different things.
this is my go-to joke
Oh, yeah.
nowadays. And we all have Disney Plus. So,
Oh, that's right.
That's
so
true.
hey, we got
fuck.
What is it? We can get killed in the parks or something? I
Yeah,
don't
we
know,
can get
like
stabbed to death in a parking lot.
Mando can shoot us at Hollywood Studios and be okay.
You can get run
Yeah.
over by a tram, and then the tram driver can call Dan Newland.
Elias got
Yeah.
ran
That's a
over
very
by
local
a
joke.
smuggler.
That's a
Hey.
very, very
He
local
can't
joke.
sue Disney. He is screwed.
Shit. Any other news? Or is that the only...
We didn't talk
brevity?
about it. It's not like news, but like a week or two ago now, that Disneyland Galaxy's Edge did like a Make-A-Wish event. Did you
They
see
did,
that?
yeah, it
That
looked
looked
I didn't
awesome.
see it, no.
So Make-A-Wish like rented out Edge in Disneyland.
I do have something to say about that, but I think you might say it first. So go
Maybe,
ahead.
but
yeah.
so they rented out Edge, but also they put out they probably had named, but I don't know their names. Just random characters, citizens of Batuu, that were like characters, and they were like walking around doing story things with these citizens of Batuu. And at the end of the night, they had the lightsaber fight. So, like the one that we had for Media Day here.
Really?
On our Edge, yeah.
Dang, that's awesome.
Don't do it.
I'm not.
Don't do it.
Don't
I'm
do
not
it.
doing anything.
No, he's not doing anything.
I felt it to my right.
Yes.
Like I saw it developing in the air. If you people were in the room with me, I freakishly turned my head and stopped
He
looking at
did.
Evan to Brad.
It
and
was
I
a
just
slow
mouthing,
turn.
Don't do it.
I don't know what you're
Before I
talking
got on
about.
the mic.
You know the Palpatine head turns that he does? Like, did you ever hear?
Did you ever hear?
It was
Brad?
that head turn that he did. He was like, yeah, that kind of thing. But that was sick, though. That's precedent, man. Hey,
That's pretty cool. Let's
if
bring
you're
it back.
if you're gonna do it for like ticketed events, fine, just do it. That's awesome.
Well, it's
Characters and
Make-A-Wish
story
kids.
beats
I mean,
and
that's-
lightsaber fights and
can't
just do
bitch
it.
about that, yeah.
No, but they can do it. They have done it.
Yeah.
Continue to do it,
Let's
guys. Come
continue
on.
to do it. I mean, I wish they would just do, like, I don't know what you would even call it, like, story night or something. Like, what would you...
Normal, everyday ticketed night that
Yeah,
they
but like-
promised and said was going to be there from day one.
That's cute. You believe them.
He's not like
I used
He's
to.
not wrong though.
I don't anymore.
No, he's
but
not
I used to
wrong.
believe
Not
him.
at all.
I would call it Tuesday. That's what I would call it.
But Tuesday.
But yeah, there
Bot
you go.
Tuesday. I wonder if they would do like a... I mean, I don't know what you would call it, but like have a night where it's, $50, $60 a person, whatever hard ticket event it would be.
That's cute. More like 200.
I'm being optimistic
Yeah.
to my fake event. And like you get to live out the story that they have, and like
Yeah.
if you need
Yeah.
the extra funding to fund these people, there you go. Like I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it, but I think it'd be
No,
fun.
you wouldn't. Even I
No,
would. And
I
I'm
wouldn't
like,
do
I'm
it.
not paying them, but I'll pay them for good stuff,
No,
cool stuff.
I think it's cool. I don't think it's that cool.
You said,
I mean, you bring the X-wings back, different conversation.
Yeah.
"Oh hell yeah!"
You bring the X-wings
We
back,
got to
that's
steal them
different
from
combo.
the Smithsonian now.
I know,
Like,
it was such a
yeah.
bummer.
So, I don't know. Were you going to mention the lightsaber fight?
I did. That just said it happened.
Yeah.
But
It
it's,
was
very,
choreographed.
yeah.
Very
Go ahead.
familiar.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Oh no, shit! Was
Yep.
it the Halcyon
It
one?
Sure looked like
Interesting.
it. Yeah.
Huh.
Crazy,
The bits and
crazy.
pieces I saw, it sure looked like it.
Well, see, like here's the thing. Now that you know that that's gone, bring it to
I
the
know.
park.
Use it.
Bring it to
Yeah.
the park.
Yeah.
Bring it to the fucking
You
park.
got all these people trained in the ability to do it.
I'd love to see that
Do
fight
it.
in Batuu. I'd love
Yeah.
to see a fight in Batuu. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Did you see the media one?
Not
You-
in person.
Not in
Yeah,
person.
right.
We've
No.
seen the videos.
We,
Right.
we,
Oh, yeah, I've
were,
seen that.
we were standing out like a bunch of peasants. Me and Dallin was with us, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you, me, and Dallin.
We
from
saw the
Alfred Disney.
X-wings from like Muppet Vision area.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
They
That's
were
cool.
the coolest things ever, man.
Yeah, dude.
Those
Oh
were
yeah,
so sick.
I believe it.
My video was really, really not great.
Neither
because
is mine. It's
it
all
was so
fuzzy
hard
and-
to see because it was
I'm
like,
like shaking too. Like
you're
there's-
focusing on something in the sky that's glowing. It's hard to see. But the
Yeah.
other part of it that's really bad is just me going like, "What the fuck?
too.
This is so fucking cool."
Yeah.
Can't wait to see a dragon flying
I
around in
know.
a big universe.
Oh,
Right?
Can't wait. I wonder if see like that makes me wonder if Disney will start like doing shit like that. You don't have a choice. You can't be second place.
Well, they're cutting entertainment. Good entertainment.
I don't know what they're doing.
Just in for the cheaper ones. I don't know.
I think they're just their biding time, and they're going to have to put all that shit back in the parks because people are just not going to go.
Right, it's true.
Like you have to. It's not even like I'm not the biggest like entertainment person, but I get it. Like if you have a land like this, like Darkmoor thing where it has all these characters and shit in it.
Oh yeah.
And you have a land like Star Wars and you're Disney and you're not doing it as good as they are doing it, and it's not as.
No, they're doing it well in Disneyland.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. I actually wonder like if it's a talent issue. Like if there's not enough talent in Orlando,
we've got talent.
Obviously
man.
not. We've seen and talked to the talent almost daily.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah,
but they're not. I don't know. I'm not disparaging.
You're not
besmirching anyone here. I think there's more people in LA.
That is true.
That's true. That's a fact.
We have like
people.
a couple hundred maybe talented.
Yeah.
That on that level of talented people, and they have thousands.
It ain't 100, bro.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
probably
know.
like
I just
50, 60 people.
Right.
LA,
we have them,
thousands.
but just not as many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of talented people.
And I think-
we have some talented people.
And I truly think that kind of plays a factor into it too. Because I mean, if you have a spot for, let's say you have a character Rey, right? You can't have 4 people that are Rey. You need to have 50 people that can be Rey.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know that number is not really 4, but I'm throwing out a number.
Yeah, like I did.
So there's a lot more people in LA that fit the Rey aesthetic because there's people who are out there trying to become actors. No one moves to Orlando to be like, I'm going to be an actor.
Unless you want to work in theme parks.
That's different.
You want to be a theme park
But
performer.
I feel like the theme park performers in LA are like just actors who haven't made it yet.
Oh.
Versus people
Maybe.
who are here to come to work at a theme park. I think it's 2 different things.
Yeah.
And that's based on absolutely nothing. Just a personal take.
You know what though?
And here's what I will say: everyone that worked on the house here on was absolutely not talented.
Oh, never mind.
Got him.
He did.
Gotcha.
He did get me.
Gotcha, bitch.
Got him. Nice job.
Gotcha.
That was good. That was good. Both were jokes, obviously. But you know what is universally between us three had hot take? The Last Jedi is canon.
It is,
and it's good.
Yeah,
very good. I just rewatched it again. The Yoda scene, dude, is
the best.
I love that Yoda scene.
It's awesome.
That is probably top 10 Star Wars scenes ever.
Speaking of sequels, Cigars in Space podcast, our buddies that I went on once, we talked about Kenobi. Or no, we didn't talk about Kenobi. Did we talk about Ahsoka? Man, I'm sorry. Today's a bad day. I can't remember exactly what we talked about. But we went on, we spoke, and he just reached out to me the other day looking for me or us to go on and talk about the sequels.
I would love to. Let's do it. Let's all do it this time. Because last time it was just bad scheduling. I remember that was a hard time.
Yeah. We'll do it. So Cigars in Space, we got you. We'll get
down.
you when we're around.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also rewatching Book of Boba Fett right now. And
I'm sorry.
It's still not great, but it's better than it was the first time. I like Boba Fett. Like, it's not great, but it gets better the second time.
Interesting. I've gone back and watched some of Obi-Wan, and I can barely get through it.
I haven't done that yet. That's probably going to be next. Ahsoka might be next.
I get to episode 4, and I get pissed off that it's just Fallen Order. God damn it.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if like Cal and him just passed in the hallway and they didn't address it.
They just like lock eyes and just like, hey.
No, not even that.
They don't even see each other.
Just out of the thing, or like maybe they can just be like as they're walking by, just kind of have this like force feeling next to each other.
Or Obi-Wan looks down at Leia in the trench coat and is like, "Is there room in there for another? Can we fit?
Oh my God.
Can we fit him in there?
Can we fit this ginger?"
I hate that scene so fucking much.
Me too.
Dude, in all seriousness, how like.
Who doesn't hate that scene? Is there anyone out there that defends that? There's no way.
How does someone see that and go, that looks good, let's do it?
Let's
like,
do it.
The idea of them doing it, like, okay, I get it on paper. You go like, all right, you could hide them under it. Like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, maybe.
But then when you film that, and I've done second takes on bourbon reviews, not a
we just did
$100
second takes
million
on our
fucking
stuff.
show.
Edge,
like
second, third, fourth.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Or like just don't show it.
Yeah,
don't show
we
it.
had to do 7 takes because Evan couldn't stop farting in Galaxy's
Well, yeah, and
Edge.
then you remember filming here when I filmed with you. I kept messing up my lines.
That's because you're retarded. That's fine.
Basically.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like if it's a Scooby-Doo cartoon from the 1960s, sure, it works.
Yeah.
But
Oh
Kenobi,
man.
Or the Muppets. They must have been watching the Muppets. That
yeah,
day.
it'll work in Muppets.
It works for the Muppets.
It works in Muppets
because they're fucking puppets. They're Muppets.
They're mucking puppets.
They're mucking puppets.
Muppets.
Yeah, you fucking Muppet.
Oh, you fucking.
Wait, is that like? I know British people use that as like an insult. Is that like a British term?
Did it start before the Muppets existed?
That's my question.
Did Jim Henson hear that and be like, Muppets?
These are Muppets.
It's a good question. I don't know.
Man.
You fucking Muppet.
I don't know.
Isn't it?
It was just Jim Henson's birthday, like 2 days ago, 3
Rest
days
in
ago.
peace to the
Yeah.
goat.
Right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Let's
watched that
close that
documentary?
fucking thing down and let's get some fucking Monsters Inc. going.
Let's not.
Fuck Muppet
I have
Vision
not
3D.
yet.
I'm kidding.
No, that's not
We know
going
you're
away. Launch Bay's
love,
gone.
I love Muppet
Let's
Vision
hope
3D.
it's Launch Bay. This is coming
It's
from
Launch
3
Bay.
Star Wars guys.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Well,
hope
fuck
it's Launch
Launch
Bay.
Bay.
Launch Bay
Love
here
Launch
can
Bay.
go.
Yeah.
See ya.
It is a shell of itself anyway.
Even in its glory days, I would
wasn't
be like,
great.
let's pick Launch Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Even when it was the best that it was, like, nah.
It ain't shit now. It's air conditioning.
Yeah.
That's all it is. All right, what we got?
They used to have some good Star Wars storytelling, in there. But
Yeah.
I don't know if any of the stories told in there will make our top 10s.
Oh,
For this week.
nice segue.
Yeah.
What stories were told?
I don't know. I don't think any.
Oh, was that just a segue?
Me in BB-8's room every time being like, oh, BB-8 wants to know what planet you're from. Oh, we're from Arkansas. Oh, I don't think BB-8's heard of Arkansas. Make up a planet, you idiot.
It's not
What are
on
you
the
saying,
ar-
Arkansas? Come on.
It's not in the archives.
Right? I would say that. I'd be like, oh,
should've.
it must be in the unknown regions. Like, every time.
Oh, God.
Guys, you come to a theme park to play. Like, play a little bit.
People don't understand that.
No, they don't.
They're just like,
It's wild. Where are we from? We're from
where's
Arkansas.
Mickey at?
Yeah.
Oh, Evan and I, before we filmed the finale for the events, we got asked for Darth Vader.
Yes.
If Darth Vader was coming out.
After you
on
already
the
told her
echelon.
Kylo Ren was
Yeah,
coming out.
I said Kylo
You
Ren.
already said Kylo Ren, and she's like, oh, so does Darth Vader come out or anything? And I was like,
Yes.
he just
Yes.
said Kylo
It's a
Ren.
Force ghost. So they do a projection right over here.
Yes.
If you have to be standing in this specific spot, that's what I would have done. I would have trolled the fuck out of them.
But you have to
I'd
stand
like-
here for 3 hours,
I'd like-
too.
so-
You can't move.
I'd be like, so here's what happens. So yeah, he will show up, but you have to be in a specific spot to watch him. So Kylo Ren comes off here, he walks around, does a thing, and then right over here there's a queue, and someone behind the scenes has a clicker, and they click on a projection,
Yes.
and it projects his Force memory of his grandfather, and you can only see it if you're standing right here looking at that wall.
But wait. Did you wake up at 6:59 to get your virtual
Did you-
queue? Did you get your
oh,
boarding
you
group?
didn't get the
Oh,
boarding
you
group
did?
for it?
Oh,
Ah,
dang.
shit.
Well, if you wanted,
Well,
you could
that-
buy a
Vader
lightning lane for it for $45.
Yeah, and I actually am the one who distributes the Lightning Lane, so that'll be $45.
Yes.
I would 100% troll something like that, and then it'd be like, they'd be like, really? And I'm like, no, are you fucking stupid? It's Kylo Ren. This is why I'm not allowed.
That's
in public.
basically how we felt.
Well-
That was fun.
Let's look at that on the flip side, and I promise we're going to get to this top 10, but looking on the flip side is like, whose fault is that, not knowing that Galaxy's Edge is in a specific time period, right?
Well, like I
I
get
mean,
it if you
they
don't know coming
promoted
in,
the
but
fuck
after
out of it. I mean, to me, if you don't
Yeah.
know by the time you get there, you're not their target demographic.
yeah, that's true. But
I-
also,
I
like I
genuinely
don't get
think
it
that.
after Tom already said the words. Kylo Ren comes out sometimes. Why
She-
do you
she
go
just
then?
wasn't
So
paying
does Darth
attention.
Vader come out?
I don't
Why
know.
do you what?
She probably doesn't know who the fuck Kylo Ren
But
is.
yeah,
dude.
Probably
that's
not.
the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Casuals outside of casual Star Wars fans exist. They know Luke Skywalker, they know Princess Leia, they know Darth Vader, they know Han Solo, they know Chewie.
Yeah.
R2 and C-3PO.
If you go
That's
the
it.
bad guy from Force
Yeah.
Awakens, they'll go, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know names.
Maybe they'd even seen the sequels. They just
I
could
would-
be.
I'm sure they saw
My
Force
dad had
Awakens.
Star
It
Wars
made
on.
$1 billion.
Yeah, no, it made 2, didn't it?
I don't know, over $1 billion.
No, I think
yeah.
it made over
was-
2. Yeah, but anyway.
Either way, but there are exceptions. Like there's several $billion movies that I've never seen, so there are exceptions.
Yeah, Avatar for me.
Dang.
I don't give a fuck about that.
But
I
no,
don't
you,
care
but you've
either,
seen
yeah.
it, so like,
No, have I seen parts of it? Yes,
Okay.
I've seen about a third of it.
Well, it's
I
like
get to
3
the point,
hours long,
I get
so-
to the point where they're
That's
like
fair.
they're by a tree,
that's the whole movie.
and it's like right when he becomes an Avatar guy,
Yeah,
and then I go, I'm out, and then I fall asleep.
Yeah, every time I see directed by James Cameron, I fall asleep. Yeah.
James Cameron
Dang.
is the GOAT. You show some goddamn respect to Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I
James
agree.
Cameron's not the GOAT. but
Aliens. Oh, how would it be? Titanic.
Tarantino's the GOAT, man. What are you
Tarantino
talking
is the
about?
GOAT. He is the GOAT. But
I don't
outside
know
of
if
that,
I believe that, but I know you believe that.
you don't think Tarantino?
I probably don't know who the GOAT is, but because I've only watched
the
like
GOAT's
5
probably
different people.
The
so.
GOAT is probably Steven Spielberg. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
the GOAT's
yeah.
probably Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, yeah.
He
There's
might be the
a
GOAT.
fair argument there.
Yeah.
I mean, has anyone done more for movies than that guy? Probably not. I mean, I love Tarantino, but he does a very
Yeah.
specific thing.
He does. Yeah, he's very niche. Yep, Spielberg's
Spielberg's probably the
got to
GOAT.
be in the conversation. Absolutely.
Lucas could be really good, but
Nah.
I take
His-
that back
his
because he
body
made
of
the
work
fucking
isn't-
prequels.
Yeah,
Not prequels are
I
fine.
like the
It's
prequels,
just-
but like his body of work, he hasn't directed as many as
Yeah.
Spielberg.
Spielberg's got a Jurassic Park. I mean, that alone, holy shit. E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Ready Player One, that classic. That movie sucked.
Still haven't seen it.
He did a few Indiana Jones movies, didn't he? Didn't he do one of them?
Yes, or at least like
Temple of Doom
they
or some shit?
uncredited him, but he did
Yeah,
it
he did
basically, something
He-
like that.
He secretly was the director of Return of the Jedi. No one talks about that.
Maybe that's one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah.
talks about that. That's pretty well documented that he actually was the director.
Yeah.
That's an interesting little rabbit hole to go down. If anyone is looking for a Star Wars rabbit hole to go down, that's a fun one because
Yep.
it is very interesting to go down that little path there.
Honestly, like as great as the story of Star Wars is, the story behind it is probably even greater.
I think it's way more interesting behind the scenes. Like the fact that his wife saved the fucking movie, and he was showing it to his friends, and they're going, "You can't release this movie. What the fuck are you doing?"
Wow.
Are you aware of all this stuff?
Yeah. I'm just
It's
commenting.
it's crazy,
And I'm sure there's more of it that they've never even said.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
I'm sure
Oh,
they
for
can't
sure.
say everything that she saved.
I mean,
or
even after they
George
got
did, or-
divorced,
Right.
she was still helping him, but please.
Yeah.
And then all his his mental breakdown, and then he goes to Hawaii while the movie comes out just to get the fuck away from everything, and then it explodes. Everyone's like, "You need to get the fuck back here." He's like,
Come
"Was
back
it
now."
was
Yeah.
it that bad?" And he's like, "No, dude, it's a fucking phenomenon. You don't understand." And he's like, "What?
What?
The fuck are you talking about?"
It's just like
So funny.
Walt getting away because he had a mental breakdown.
Yeah, I love. There was a lot of parallels between those two.
I know. It's
Oh, yeah.
wild. Yeah. Oh, a lot of creative types. I think
Have that same kind
have
of
that
thing.
drive. They push themselves till they're dead.
Well, I know this from just doing my stuff, and not that a bourbon review was creative at all, but it takes editing and there's shit behind it. But I talked to another creator about this the other day on our podcast, and it's so funny that the video or the thing that you think isn't going to work is always the one that fucking works, and then the videos you're like, that's a slam dunk. No one gives a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. Like one of I don't have that big of a following on YouTube, but my maybe third most watched video was a 14-second clip of the Hopper animatronic from It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I had that
Like,
for a
I've
while
got-
on our
I've got
YouTube channel.
20 different Star Cruiser videos. I've got, whatever, you name it, but
Outside
a video of Hopper.
Outside of the Metallica videos, the most popular Fourth Mother Box video is Kyle trying Beverly at Club Cool.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I don't think I've watched that. Now I need to go watch.
On Jedi Talks, if you go back, or is it Jedi Talk on YouTube? Yeah, Jedi Talk on YouTube. If you go back far enough, when I was doing vlogs, one of the first videos I recorded when I came here was the concept art inside the Magic Eye Theater, and that got 12,000 views in a day.
Wild.
I
Wow.
don't fucking have any.
Is there a
idea.
following for that?
No, I don't think
Interesting.
so.
I don't know. Wait, not Magic Eye. What's the one attached to Journey to Imagination?
Yeah, it's Magic
Eye Theater. Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that one.
Yeah, where Captain EO used to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. And it was during. I think it was during Captain EO, but it was concept art of no, it was Pixar. It's Pixar concept art.
Yeah,
just
because
simple
now
shit.
it's the Pixar Film Fest.
Yeah,
The theme park
it's so
folks
bizarre.
are sometimes they just
Insane.
It's wild. So
I always wonder if it's just one of those things that it just didn't exist before that video, and then
could have been,
people
yeah.
saw it and
I think,
fuck yeah. Who knows?
looking back, that's the thing with the Hopper animatronic. You're not allowed to film in there. And somehow I snuck that video, and after then I've tried to do it again, but they come by and ask me not to. I'm like, this thing's about to go away, and it's 26 years old.
Go
and
in the
I can't
last
film
week.
it.
No one's gonna give a fuck.
I know.
Right,
no one's
I'm
gonna
gonna.
care.
Yeah, but I'm like, so how did I sneak one, but now they're on me every time I try to do it again?
That's very bizarre.
But also that's why it's so popular, because on the internet there's only 5 videos of it.
That's so strange.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
Yeah.
And it's funny that happened to Star Wars too. Because you don't think on a big level it would happen like that. You kind of feel like it's like a small kind of thing.
Yeah.
It would be so wild to
bizarre.
just exist in a world where Star Wars didn't exist. Can you imagine living in 1976?
There'd be some. There'd be some. Oh, you mean before it came out?
Oh,
yeah.
before
Yeah,
it
I'd be
actually existed.
Yeah.
I feel like I've
What
had
was
that
there
thought.
that people loved back then? What was the thing?
I've
know?
done.
Disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done the thought experiment with my dad a
Drugs.
few times with bands and stuff. What if the Beatles didn't come to the United States? And
Yeah.
the argument my dad has is there just would have been something else.
They were really into
That makes
There just
sense.
would have been
Someone
somebody
would have
else.
filled that void.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been the Rolling Stones, or it would have been somebody else, or who the fuck knows?
Metallica.
Metallica could
Yeah.
have filled
not
the
the
void.
70s. What?
No, they would have started
still in
that
the
early.
70s.
When was their first album?
83.
Okay,
They would have
They-
just started earlier.
They formed
you
in
know?
81.
Dang.
that's wild.
Yeah. And they're
so
still doing
crazy.
it. Early 60s.
So, do they count the first album release as when they actually started?
81 because they're 40th. Remember, I was in San Francisco in 21. So that was their.
yeah.
They consider
it was
1981.
21.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
that was that long ago.
I
Makes
know.
sense.
Almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in
Fuck.
December.
That is nuts. That does not seem like that was that long
Nope.
ago.
Sure doesn't.
Dude, time
I know.
is weird.
Time
What the
is-
fuck happened? What's the little thing with the Biggs Hosan particle, the Large Hadron Collider, the ferret paradox, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I think they
the Weasel
did something
timeline.
It sped us up. Yeah,
Wessel actually
changed us different timelines.
I remember days feeling like long. haven't had a long feeling day in a long time. It's very strange.
Me neither. Like since COVID, things change. Yeah,
it's so strange.
Something happened.
Something bizarre. All right, what are we getting into today, fellas? Now that we're 30 minutes
I think
into
we got a top 10.
Thing.
Can we run through this top 10?
Let's do it.
It's
you want to do a top 5?
10, top 5?
I can do a top 5.
I don't know, man. I've got I've got a few honorable mentions I have to cut, but I have over 10,
some of mine are not going to be canon, but that's just what it's going to be.
What?
Okay.
Luke? Luke? That's one of your top?
You fucking ruined it, bro.
Wow.
That was number 1.
Damn. Well, that's it. Episode over. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Directed by George Lucas.
Yep.
All right, Evan, you go since you got the most. We probably should do a top 5 because we're already 30 minutes in.
Let's do 5.
Right,
which is kind of crazy, which I didn't I thought we'd been doing like 10 minutes. I realized it had been 30 fucking minutes already.
Right. All right, top 5. Top 5 stories in all of Star Wars lore for me. I am going to say, I got to pick one. It sucks.
Yep. Finally.
This really sucks.
Finally, the white man's coming out on top.
For once, we won.
For once, yeah.
And the Tales of Galaxy's Edge VR game, I like the little short story of Adi San Z, the High Republic Jedi, where she gets kind of possessed by that Sith relic and murders a bunch of Jedi, and then
I don't know the story.
It's pretty dark, and you play as her, but you don't know what's happening.
Do you murder the Jedi?
You don't see the. You think you're slicing down other stuff,
but
then she comes out of it and there's just bodies on the floor, and
Jesus Christ.
It messed me up when I played that for the first time.
That's crazy.
And Yoda comes and he's like, "Yes, messed up you have," and then it's
fuck you are.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. But that little maybe 10 minutes of VR gameplay story really messed me up and was a really bad ending, but a really good story.
Wow,
interesting.
Yeah, that's dark, man.
All right, I'm going to go now because this will bide me time to get back around to me.
Okay.
I am going to put in my number 5. I'm going to put Leia, Princess of Alderaan, is one of the best Star Wars stories in the history of Star Wars stories.
Couldn't agree more.
Such a great thing. If you like The Last Jedi, it's an awesome enhancer. If you don't like The Last Jedi, it makes it make a lot more sense.
And you're wrong.
And if you don't like The Last Jedi, you're fucking stupid. And I got bad news for you. It's that you're fucking stupid.
And it's still canon.
And it's canon.
That's what I was expecting.
And it's canon. And it's canon. So I think that's one of the best Star Wars stories.
Yeah.
Period.
Could not agree more.
It's so good, man.
It is.
I fucking love it.
We talk about it at length. My number 5, let's go with specifically and I'm going to piss off a lot of people, but the Rey Skywalker storyline, okay?
Okay.
The whole Look,
I'm with you.
Look,
I know where you're going.
Take what you want to say about the execution of it and all of that, right? Okay. Does Leia getting adopted to Bail Organa, not make her part of the Organa family? I mean, she was a princess for God's sakes, but she's Skywalker by blood.
Mm-hmm.
Your family is not determined by blood.
Yep.
And that's the story that I saw when I digested this, and I think more people need to see it as that. Yes, you can have all the problems in the world you want with how they got there, but the overarching story, when you sit back and look at it, it's like she rejected her family because of some horrible things.
I could reject my family.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You can. That's
Yeah,
the
you
beauty
can.
of the
That's the
story.
thing.
You can.
You
can choose.
You can say, I don't want to associate with those people
kidding.
because of 50 million other reasons, and she did want to be a Palpatine, but she connected with the people who meant most to her, and Luke and Leia, so she wanted to carry on their legacy. That's a good story.
She had a chance to choose to, she obviously by blood was a Palpatine. She had to choose to,
that's right.
fulfill Palpatine, keep doing Palpatine stuff.
And again, how they
He
got
should
there,
have changed his approach.
Very weird.
I don't think him being on a crane and being hooked up to a bunch of tubes is really a good way to win somebody over.
You want to be a Palpatine?
You want to be a reanimated corpse like your grandpa?
Well, what he should have done is he should have told her a story and started it with a phrase that we like to... That's what he should have done. That's how you win.
It worked with fucking Anakin.
Yeah.
It did. Why didn't you play that card?
I don't know.
What are you doing, man?
He's like, it did work last time. I'm gonna attach my spine to a crane.
If it ain't
It's a
work,
deleted scene. It's a deleted
Like the Iron
scene.
Man fucking in his garage.
It's just a deleted scene where Palpatine's just like, Rey, did you ever hear? And she's like, what? The tragedy. And she's like, yeah, I have. And then
He's like,
she's
oh,
like,
damn.
let's fight. He's like, that didn't work.
He's like, I wasn't prepared for
try
this.
it.
How did that not work on you, Rey
Thanks.
Skywalker? I'll be right back. Let me try again. And you have a hair that chat today.
Yes, I have. And then she's just like stabbing him. Like, we won. Let's go.
I'm all the Sith somehow.
Yeah. That'll make sense. He killed them all.
Make sense. He's a clone.
He
It
killed them
literally
all.
doesn't even make sense.
The body's a clone.
The body's a clone.
The
Doesn't even make
spirit, in
sense.
essence,
I
is
hate
him.
it. I hate it so much. I get it. I hate it.
Eh.
I think it's way more interesting to make her a nobody and have her deal with that because that was her internal struggle in that whole fucking movie. The one that we love the most.
great
That's
point.
her. That's
Yeah.
her internal
Yeah,
struggle
you're
is
right.
that she
Yeah.
is a nobody, and it's
But-
how she can cope with still being great, even though she's not related.
She could have
to
been a
anybody.
nobody and then taken
With-
the Skywalker name.
Yeah, with the
I think that was
information
more
she
interesting.
knew at the
that
time.
would have been more meaningful instead of just being like, oh, again,
she did.
again, because you're on this evil planet and like who's like even like no one's gonna be like, yay, I'm this creepy guy on a crane. I can't wait to hang out with you and do bad shit.
Palpatine was. He was excited for it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's here for.
Very different from that is it's not even a story of a person. It is the story of Pyloon Saloon.
Ah.
That is one of my favorite things in all of Star Wars. It's
Oh.
my fourth favorite story in all of Star Wars.
I
'cause
thought, is it just like
What is
all
it?
the stories inside Pyloon Saloon?
you can take it that way, yes, but it's just Grease kind of by luck came into this building and he turned it into his own saloon and he named it after his grandmother, Pyloon, and served her old recipes in it. And so it was like,
Sear fronted him the money to
that's
buy it.
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. So yeah, that makes the story even better. Sear fronts him the money for the saloon.
He
He
never-
uses his grandmother's recipes.
Never paid her back before she died.
Yeah. Lucky for him.
yeah, like for him.
But then, Cal comes in and helps him build it even further from the
Yep.
ground up. And it's just the people now are coming to this place built on stories to build their own stories. And you see everyone else's story inside the bar. It's just weird, but it's cool.
That's awesome.
And as soon as I buy the game, I'm living in that saloon.
I'm gonna put on the list the combo of the Phasma novel and Black Spire from Delilah S. Dawson.
Okay.
Nice.
Because independently, they're just okay. Well, Black Spire's great, but independently, you don't get the veracity of that novel if you don't read the first one.
Sure.
And the first Phasma book
100%.
is not good, but the combo of them fleshes out the character of Cardinal so much
Yeah.
more, and he is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I fucking love that character. It is a tragedy that spoiler alert, he dies in Black Spire.
It's like a 5-6-year-old book now. It's okay.
Yeah, it's been around long enough. It's a tragedy that he dies because I think having him on
He goes out like
Galaxy's
a
Edge
boss,
would have
though.
been fucking awesome.
That too.
Yeah, no.
That would have been fucking awesome, and all you would have had to do
Just
is
paint,
paint a
costume
fucking
red.
costume red.
And the roses. Paint the roses red. But-
He's in Disney Springs, isn't he?
Yeah, the Lego.
The Lego, yeah.
oh, yeah. I was like, yeah.
But they sold the Galaxy's Edge. I don't know if you have if either one of you have the Black Series Galaxy's Edge Cardinal figure.
No, I have.
I don't
the,
think I've even
Hondo one.
seen it in person. If I ever do come across it in the wild, I'll buy it.
They
That's
are
one of the few
hard
that-
as fuck to find. I
Yeah.
got one when they first came out.
I'll have to see it at a convention now. That's the only way
Yeah.
to find it.
I've got a few.
Probably for like $100
I'm
bucks.
debating on getting rid of all my fucking Black Series.
You should. We did that. We got rid of like over half.
think
And I'm
I-
like, I'm only buying it if it's like
Did
DJ
you sell
Rex, Kylo Ren. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's only going to be like 10 characters I'm buying from now on.
Yeah, I
so
might
if they
get rid
make
of
one of these 10 characters, I'll get it.
I just really like the TVC stuff so much more. It's just so much
That's fair.
more I just love the art on them and all that shit. But yeah, that storyline of Cap. I guess it's the Cardinal saga, right?
It really is. It's Vi and Cardinal.
Yeah.
Phasma's like very deep in the background. They just wanted to market it
Phasma's
somehow.
flashback. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like,
Phasma's flashbacks.
What do we do?
Is it this one?
The Target
yes.
exclusive one?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can get it
I
for
don't have that
$30 on eBay right
one. Oh,
now.
Oh,
dang.
nice.
Okay.
It's not
That's
expensive.
good.
I
I'll
didn't.
buy
I
it.
didn't know if it was expensive. I just knew it was hard to find.
Yeah.
It's according to eBay. There's several of them for
That's
sale.
awesome.
Yeah.
Those are great. I love those little figures.
Well, because you can't see Cardinal in the park, I've always just said, just write a comic that says Phasma's alive. There you go. You got Phasma, put her in Galaxy's Edge.
I was actually surprised she didn't show up in 9. I kept waiting for it. First time we were watching it, I was like,
I'm
she's
glad
gonna
she
come
did.
back.
Yeah, I
She's
kinda
going to come
expected
back
I'm
in
glad
a
she
way.
didn't, though. There's too much in 9. Like, to add her in there, too, like, then what do you do?
I think I know we all love the Commander Pride, but I
Right.
think it would have been cool if you would have made that character Phasma, and it would have connected Phasma to the old Empire.
Especially if she wasn't in her armor. It just
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
came back with a different look.
Because she
that
would
would
have
have been badass.
She started with the Empire, didn't she? In that
No.
book, was it
Well-
the First Order? In the book, I thought she came and was like worked with
The Empire was already gone. It was, what's his face? Brendel and Armitage. Armitage is the dad, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Armitage recruited her.
Okay, I mean, you could have. I mean,
So, and that was during the First Order time, because then she joins Armitage and Cardinal. Like, Cardinal's alive and on the First Order, in the First Order at that time.
well, let's pretend that book didn't happen.
Right,
I
just
still
change
stand,
it a little
I still
bit.
stand by what I said.
Yeah. But you got Phasma's
Yeah.
costume still in the parks, so just
Yeah.
say she's alive,
Dude,
put her in Galaxy's Edge.
everyone loved
Come
March
on.
of the First Order.
Yeah.
Everyone
The
fucking
coolest
loved
thing.
March of the First
I
Order.
was so
It
happy to
fun.
see it at
that of it,
Disneyland
too.
again.
Can you
Are
imagine
they still
how,
doing it at Disneyland?
They did it for the party.
Yeah, they'll do it in Tomorrowland.
Yeah,
Come down
they-
from the
They
Carousel of
came down
Progress.
from the carousel. It was so good.
Yeah.
I have a video of it.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah.
I think I
sick.
did.
Yep.
Did you
Can you
send that
imagine-
video?
I either
You
sent
to
it
the
or I
group
posted
chat?
it. Yeah.
Remember
Can you imagine
seeing
how
that.
badass that would be, though, in Galaxy's Edge? Like, Phasma followed by, like, 10 troopers just marching.
That'd be so
Come
cool.
on.
That'd be so cool. Well,
I think it's interesting that they wrote themselves into canon with this land. It's kind of a bummer if you really think about all the possibilities. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
It's cool, but it's kind of a bummer.
They'll break out of it.
Yeah.
I bet
Yes.
they eventually
They're
will.
gonna do it, so.
I don't really think they have a choice.
Yeah.
maybe. So, anyway, my number 4, I'm going to defend Anakin and Padme's relationship. Shouldn't be a surprise to everybody. I do like them a lot, but it was my
Makes
favorite
sense.
story. The writing with some of it, yeah, if you just watch the prequels, 1, 2, and 3, you're just like, they fell in love how, in a sense? And
Why does she like him?
Why does she like him? But then Clone Wars comes along and does a fantastic job of showing you who Anakin is outside of those movies. They flesh out the relationship more. You see more of who Padme is. So that, on top of just, again, I don't take a lot of things for what they are. I look into symbolism of things. So stories, to me, it's just like Anakin isn't supposed to be with somebody like Padme. And it's like Padme is his light that could have and should have saved him, essentially. And it's just an interesting story that he falls. You know?
I agree. I think it's a good story. I think it's all about execution because it is a
Yeah.
really, really good story.
It's. I just
Some
wanted
of the
to
acting.
Yeah, right.
And
Sure,
chemistry
acting.
between,
and-
it's more the chemistry between the two of them.
It's more of the
like-
writing. Like, the acting is kind of based on the writing. The writing was,
Yeah, I mean,
Hit or
he's
miss.
Hayden's a good actor, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like that argument that he's a bad actor is fucking.
and Natalie's
stupid.
a good actor.
No, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
She won a fucking Academy Award. She's
Yeah.
a great actress.
Right.
Black Swan's a great movie. Have you either one of you ever seen Black Swan?
No.
It's
No.
fucking weird as shit.
I've heard, but...
It's
yeah,
bizarre. It's a great movie. She's great in it, but it's fucking nuts. That's a creepy
Well, this won't be a
fucking
part
movie.
of my countdown here, but it was in my, like, 10 or 15 I had wrote down. I'll add it to Tom's, because one of my favorite, like, random Star Wars facts is Padme and Anakin gifted each other 3PO and R2. Because 3PO was Anakin's, and R2 kind of became Padme's after
Oh, yeah.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So they gifted each other their droids. So if you see in Revenge of the Sith, 3PO's hanging out with Padme in the apartment.
Right.
It's because she, it's weird to say, but owns him at that time. And obviously R2 spends the entire Clone Wars with Anakin.
Right.
So they gifted each other their droids. Like, that's,
Until Anakin
A random
leaves
fact.
him at the ship,
yeah.
and he never ever stayed at the ship.
And that's another good one, yeah, because R2 never listens. When Luke says stay with the ship, he doesn't do it.
It's a fucking
That's
reason.
another good Star
Yeah.
Wars fact.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm going to stick with another book here.
Well,
or no, I'm sorry.
I was
Is that your-
piggybacking for
yeah,
his,
he was
yeah.
just piggybacking.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
Evan's
So
number
mine-
3.
I didn't hear a single thing you
snuck an
said because I
extra
was
one in.
trying to think of one.
I did a sneaky little put one in there when no one was looking. My number 3 is going to be all of Kira's story that we know so far. Because
I like that.
they have stuck her in some awesome comics, which were good on their own by themselves. But now you bring in Outlaws, and I haven't played it, so I don't know the entire story of her in Outlaws. But
Haven't run into her yet, but I'm currently in the good graces of Crimson Dawn. So
ooh, so there you go.
Yeah.
You'll be on her good side. But the fact that she recruits the Knights of Ren in the comics, and she finds out all of Palpatine's plans, and she is gunning to take him out. She wants to kill Palpatine. She wants the Knights of Ren to do
she's
it.
got a
and
really good story in the
she
comics.
almost does it. She is about to. She's basically could have killed Palpatine.
Hey,
she could have
Kira,
changed the galaxy.
Kira, reach out to Lias Orion. I got some information on
Oh, boy.
somebody you want.
That would be a great story. Actually,
Do we know where she's at in canon? Where
after
she ends
Outlaws?
up?
I don't think we know.
Where Outlaws is in between 5 and 6?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's happening. What's the word I'm looking for here? Kyle's going to be
Tangentially,
yeah,
I think.
with
Yeah.
the bounty
War
hunter
of the Bounty
storyline
Hunters.
or the bounty hunters. Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of around
Oh,
the same
no
timeline.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mentioning that story
Yeah.
too. In that story, she
I was going to
steals
bring that
Han
up
and
on
Carbonite.
this.
yeah.
This was one of my things.
So
Yeah.
she goes and steals Han from Boba, and then sells him off to other people. Eventually, Boba steals him back and takes him to Jabba. So, like, if you just watch the movies, Boba gets him, takes him to Jabba. But if you read all the comics and play all these games, you're going to see that story.
Speaking of
very
Kyle, I
interesting.
said him there. It's fair game today. He brought it up on Fourth Mother Box.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I told you guys this. I mean, we've been kind of doing it, but
who's hotter, Kira or Kyle's mom?
There we go.
There we go. We got it out of the way. So
Kira.
Kira's a
Well
great
then.
Is it up to me?
Yeah.
Up to me now? I'm going to keep it with some extended universe stuff. I am going to say that one of my favorite storylines is actually the Battlefront 2 main campaign.
Yeah.
That story is so fucking good, and the book Inferno Squad has no right to be as good as that book is.
Mm-hmm.
That book's amazing. But yeah, though that again paired with the book is just like it's such a fun thing. Like her mom was like the artist that did all the propaganda for the fucking Empire or the First Order. I forget which one it was. Was it Empire or First Order?
Empire.
Yeah.
She did all the propaganda art. Like that is such a cool fucking. Like I love that storyline, and I feel that game gets like so much negativity surrounded it because
Which
of
I
how
don't
bad.
get why. Like
You weren't around for the launch of it.
Yeah, I guess not. Because like
The
I
launch
played
was
the
rough.
campaign. The campaign's great.
That came way
Yeah, the
after.
campaign's great.
That
Yeah,
was
not
DLC.
the- yeah.
The
That's
game
why.
launched with just like multiplayer loot box. It was essentially
that's
one of those
EA
free,
for you.
Yep, it was essentially one of those free games that wasn't free.
Yep.
It was
And you had to grind it out and
$3.99,
shit.
a freemium.
Yeah.
Free
Yep.
Premium. You got it all. Going
South
right
Park
there.
ripped
Nice.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what stopped it was Bob Iger calling EA, going, "Knock it the fuck off! Trying to launch Star Wars. You
How
can't fuck
the
up the first thing we did."
tables. He was like, "Hey guys, don't just be money hungry and do cash
Well,
grabs."
it wasn't that. It was just that it was he don't give a fuck about that. It was just literally like, this is the first Star Wars thing. You cannot. And this was before
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
That's true.
We can't have this much negativity surrounding like the relaunch of Star
Right.
Wars.
Yeah.
Which is he's right, but keep
They
that
got it
same
right with Fallen Order.
keep that same energy, bitch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. I will give him that though. That Star Wars is the only thing he hasn't ruined. So good job.
Well,
Keep it that way, man.
well,
I'm gonna
some
knock
people
on wood right
disagree
now.
with you.
so-
I think a lot of people. I think I'm 50-50 on it.
Oh, he didn't ruin Star Wars. You can't ruin Star Wars. You
I
can't
think
ruin
you
anything.
You could do time travel and multiverse, and you could do a bunch of stupid crap. But
I don't think
haven't?
I don't think it's ruined. I think it's just like it's the quality is. It's like Marvel. The quality is. It's just
It's
you
not
did
as
too
bad as
much too
Marvel.
quick. Well, they didn't do as much as Marvel. If they had done
Thankfully.
the amount that Marvel did, it would be just as bad as Marvel.
yeah,
Be tough, yeah. What's your number?
was
Oh,
it.
that was
That was
it.
it, Battlefront.
Battlefield 2
Mine,
Inferno Squad.
number 3, will be the whole story. So, you know, Seer was going to obviously be back in Survivor. But what was Seer going to do? They tipped it off in Battle Scars that she was interested in Jedi artifacts and she was looking into that kind of stuff. But then, man, the whole Hidden Path storyline from start to finish is just like, and I really, when I say Hidden Path, I talk about Survivor and not what was in Kenobi, because there is way more substance. You see who started the Hidden Path with Seer, or at least she's like fronting it with like the archives and stuff. It's like that's somebody who's truly like she's fucking trying to be Jocasta Nu. She's
Right.
trying to take on that role until Darth Vader fucks her shit up.
and you know, Cordova was like probably you could credit him with founding the Hidden Path.
Sure.
With
Oh, yeah.
Seer, not
Right.
only
With
him,
Seer.
but with
Absolutely.
Seer. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that he came back, that was such a great part of that story.
Yeah,
that,
dude,
Cordova
that was cool.
there.
Because like, it's never even really actually implied in the first game that he's dead, but for some reason
No,
we all
yeah.
just assumed it. We're like, oh, this guy's probably dead because it's just hollow messages.
Yeah, isn't that funny? We all
But
thought he was
none of
dead.
it, yeah, none of it was like, none of it actually implied or said that he was dead.
That's so funny. We all just
thought.
assumed.
Yeah,
I always thought it was just like recordings of him like trying to lead somebody who was finding something on the way.
yeah. Actually, I think maybe the train of thought, like when you're playing it, is like this breadcrumb trail he's leaving is going to take you to him, and you're going to find him dead or something. So
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
that's what they played off of in the second game to be like, oh,
Could've been,
he's
yeah.
not dead. There is no breadcrumb trail.
And just you never think about it. Like, oh yeah, shit, he is alive.
Yeah.
So, all right. Switch to number 2, Evan.
For a while, I'm glad. Like, for a while, I'm worried that we weren't going to get any of the Star Wars Survivor or Fallen Order because I was like, I assumed you were going to do it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck? So that's why I stayed away from like Cal or Eno kind of stories. That's why
Sure.
I picked Pyloon Saloon because I'm like, I don't want to take Tom.
No, that's fine.
So thank God we got one in there. So I'm happy. We got number
We got a
two.
few in Kyle's mom.
My finger was going to the button before one of us started. I had heard it, so I was like, yep.
So my number 2 is going to be.
You've been doing the show too long.
Speaking of number 2s, all right, go. Sorry, it was there, Evan. I did.
Hey, serious show. We take this very seriously.
Yep.
Oh,
we
yeah, I
take
forgot.
this show
We have to
very
stop.
fucking
Stop.
You have to be
serious.
serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Irish or African?
Did you see? They keep teasing this punishment tomorrow that apparently they fuck with Sal bad.
Yeah, I heard. I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Is it on TBS? Where are they on now?
TBS.
Okay,
I've got YouTube TV because I have to get the NFL package through that, so I just record them.
gotcha.
Yeah.
You know
I need
who
to
else
see
has
this.
to get the NFL's package?
Who's that?
Someone's mom.
Evan, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is the brief, so far what we know of Riola Keevan, her storyline. We see her as a quartermaster, right? Quartermaster?
Yes, in
pretty sure.
Prince and the Scoundrel. Yep. I
And
think,
she's
yeah,
just
sorry,
so like
Captain, if we're wrong there.
she's not a captain yet at that point, but
Right, but she's
yeah.
now. And then she's
I'm pretty sure it's quartermaster. But we see her just like bright-eyed, just wanting to know everything and meet everyone and talk to everyone and learn as much as she can and get to know everyone and make alliances. And you just see her, you know, she's kind of reminds me of Ahsoka a little bit at that point. So she starts out as that character who's just trying to get her hand in everything and learn as much as she can. And then she meets one of the best leaders of all time. She meets Leia and doesn't, you know, you don't really know that's going to happen. It's not something they plan. It just, they organically meet. And she takes so much inspiration from Princess Leia at that time and General Leia Organa. And they become friends, and then years pass. We don't know what happens in those years too much,
Right.
but she becomes captain of the Star Cruiser, and her
Right.
leadership is probably on par with Leia's, honestly. Like, her leadership is just as good as Leia's.
Absolutely.
And she learned it all from her, and the stories you've had
Yep.
with her, like, that shows how she connected herself with Leia.
I would say Captain's a better leader than Leia,
Honestly, yeah,
in my opinion.
right? That plays
I
into
have
your
to believe
character.
that. Yeah, I have to believe that right now. Sorry,
She
getting
might
into
be,
it.
though, honestly, like, even outside of your character.
Yeah,
But,
that's good.
So it's just the little bit we know of her is an awesome story. So I would love to see more of what happens, obviously, with all those characters, but especially Captain.
I don't think women should be leaders.
There it is.
I knew it was one of them.
I was motioning to Tom, like, get the button ready.
Tom, hit the button.
Hit the button, Tom. If you're brain dead, that's obviously a joke. My number 2 is actually going to be another video game. These are just kind of coming to my brain as like my favorite
I know
Star
which
Wars
one you're gonna
stories.
say.
Shadows of the Empire,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, yeah.
That is such a fun fucking story. It makes no sense.
Right.
It's so ridiculous.
Those are some of the best.
Is that the one that's not canon that you talked about?
Oops. Sorry, I hit the oops button.
That's not on the soundboard either. That's literally
to
a
be.
button.
Yeah.
It's Chris D'Elia, the comedian.
Yeah.
My kid, I was just anytime my kids interrupt me, I go. We found out oops, and when we found out that he sells an oops button, and they asked me to get it, so I got it.
Oh my
I got
God.
At
it
first, I
today.
thought it was the easy button. I thought it was the Staples easy button when I saw it, but then I saw it said
Like
oops.
Bentley will be like, "Dad, I didn't." And I'm like, "Oops!" And he gets so upset with me. But yeah, Shadows of the Empire is one of my favorite Star Wars games. I want them to remaster it the way they did the pod racing game. I would love that. It doesn't need to be canon. I don't care if it's about that. But Dash Rendar is a great character. He's Timu fucking Han Solo, but it's still a fun story.
Timu
That is the best description I've ever heard.
He's so fun. The ship is cool. The game's
Outrider.
the Outrider. The game's really fun. Prince Shizor is a fucking fever dream. It doesn't make any sense. It's so fun.
He's canon though, so
Is he?
yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. From what we talked about
I
this not so
forgot
long
what they
ago.
brought him into, a comic somewhere. But
Yeah, that's right. So he is.
is
he
he
is canon,
the leader of, or one of the leaders of Black Sun?
bro. I don't fucking
Maybe.
have any idea.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Black Sun's not an Outlaws, but maybe they'll be in the sequel or DLC or whatever."
Son, won't you call us number 2? And Tom, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is I really like deviating from the norm. And then Star Wars always was, and before I really got deep into it and before Disney got their hands into it, and Disney has done some good things with said Star Wars, but before it was just like the good and the bad, right? Mm-hmm. And then along came the Partisans. The whole Saw Gerrera storyline from start to finish is like, look, like he gets pissed off, and it's like, no, you've got to take it above. You got to go to their level, and like you got to take those people out. Like I think I fell in love, not with like the war crimes that in Saw Gerrera killing people, but it's like the fact that he was willing to go past the line, and the shit he did in Leia, Princess of Alderaan, when he killed is it Captain Antilles? I always forget which Antilles he kills in that book. There's like a similar name, but like they're in like this cottage in Naboo, and like Leia and Holdo were like just there, Leia and Holdo were like just there, and they like leave for 20 minutes, and then bomb goes off. And I remember turning to Courtney. I'm like, I know who did that. I guarantee you it was Saw Gerrera, because we were listening to it on driving to Florida, and I just love.
That's such a good book, dude.
I know
love that book so
He's
much.
responsible for
I have that on audiobook
Tech's
too.
death, though, man. That kills me. He didn't directly kill Tech, but he's responsible.
Yeah, well,
Fuck Tech.
that's.
How could you?
I don't know. Yeah, sure, whatever. Be sad about a clone who was going to die in 2 weeks anyway because of advanced aging. Just the whole Saw Gerrera stuff. I don't. It's not the Resistance, not the Rebellion, and it's not the dark side. It's something in the middle. So
We've got a ton of his story too. Like we see him in Clone
did.
Wars when he's like 20 years old.
Clone
And, like,
Wars, Bad Batch,
Yeah.
Rebels, Fallen Order.
and it's always Whitaker that does
Rogue
the voice,
One.
right? Even in
Yeah.
like the Clone Wars, they use Whitaker.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like that guy is dedicated
Then we got
to
him
that
in
character.
Andor 1, and we'll get him in Andor 2.
Yeah.
He was in Andor season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to
Him in two
Luthen
tubes.
in
That's
the cave.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters in the Star
hell yeah.
Wars. I love
Love
Saw
it.
Gerrera.
Book it. Forrest Whitaker does a great job with him.
Yes.
Love it.
My favorite part is that he looks in two directions at the same time. Evan number 1.
Yes, he does. Hey, he's got to keep an eye on so many people. That fits the character perfectly.
I can see you and your brother. You're on opposite sides of the room, but yet here you are.
Impression,
That's not a bad Saw
impression
Gerrera.
game on point.
That's not a bad
That's-
Saw Gerrera.
that
I've
is
never. I
great.
don't think I've ever really actually tried to do his voice before. It's
You've
not,
done it a
it's
few
not
times,
bad.
but that's great.
That's funny.
My number one is also great because it is the story of a solitary pilot. A great pilot who is a part of many battles, and his piloting days are now done. Any guesses?
Pike Rendessa.
No.
Close. Captain RX-24, now
Yeah.
known as DJ Rex. His story
okay.
is one I hold near and dear to my
That's
heart.
one less rebel.
Man, thankfully, the Rebels in Star Wars Rebels never killed this RX droid, but they did kill an RX droid, a Star
They did.
Tours droid.
They did.
But
Deal
it's-
with it.
I tried to keep as many of these as like in universe as I can, but this one I had to have the bias kind of leak in there because out of
fair.
universe, man, like that was the first Star Wars thing we ever actually saw with our own eyes. That wasn't watching a movie. You
Yeah.
know, like we came and we saw Captain Rex. He was a terrible pilot, but it was his first time, so we gave him a little bit of benefit of the doubt. But and then out of universe too, you got the Paul Rubens in there. But yeah, that story of him just being this like aspiring new pilot who's like happy-go-lucky, and then he sucks and he crashes, and eventually he crashes on Batuu, and Mubo picks him up and fixes him and uses him to pay off debt with Oga, and that's why he's in Oga's Cantina. So like they tied him into lore of Galaxy's Edge, and the
It
whole
is a good
storyline
story.
of Galaxy's Edge could have been on this list, and it was on it, but we had to trim it down, so it happens. But yeah,
My
Captain
number
Rex.
1 is more of the potential, and I think we're going to get a lot of it in the Mando Grogu movie, The Rise of the First Order. To me, this is by far the most interesting
So
period in all
something
of Star
that's
Wars.
about to come. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Look and be more
Different.
hopeful. I think this is the most
Speaking
interesting time
of
period in
about to
all of
come
Star Wars.
tonight.
I think it's the most interesting time period in Star Wars. Even if you don't like what that you've gotten so far, you have to acknowledge that you get post-epic Luke Skywalker. You get Jedi Knight Luke
Yeah.
going out Jedi relic hunting. I mean, they have the fact that they haven't done more with this is like kind of infuriating because you have this incredible idea of this guy who is the most important guy in the galaxy being the most badass Jedi that had ever lived, which is not really true, but you know.
Bombad, I think is the term you're looking for. Bombad Jedi.
Bombad?
Yeah.
What is that? What did I miss?
That's what Gun say.
Bombad.
He's a bombad.
Oh. Yeah, I missed
He
that.
also was he was also hanging out with Lando a lot.
Him
Is
and
he,
Lando.
is he wizard?
He is pretty fucking wizard.
Yeah, he's
dude.
pretty wizard.
He's pretty wizard. And I just think it's such a cool thing that they could do, and it's just like, why the fuck are you not doing this?
Right. Like you
Even
just said, the only thing we've got is him and
animated
Lando
show.
in a book. Like that's the only thing.
A Luke and Lando fucking kid, like an animated, not a kid show, but like an animated like Clone War style show.
Yeah.
where he's
Tales of
relic
the
hunting.
Jedi of Luke?
Get the fuck out of here!
on,
Like,
We did
come
get
on.
a little bit of him in that Battlefront that you talked about.
Yeah.
We did.
He finds the Star
that
Compass.
was so fucking
Yeah.
cool.
So more of that.
What are you doing? God damn it!
I don't know.
Oh, we talked about this. The Ray movie got put on pause.
Oh, yeah.
I saw, yeah.
Dude, what the fuck are we doing? Quit announcing shit.
Does this not happen to every
canceled.
single movie ever, though?
Yeah,
so
it's
it's like,
Stop
It's-
announcing things
it's gonna
until you're
happen.
producing them. Until people
Like-
are actively on set, don't announce it, or at least like it's going that direction.
that's all. They didn't have anything else for Celebration that year. I don't know what to tell you.
Get fucked.
It's not I'm not disparaging the aspect of a possibility of Rogue Squadron, but it's not like Rogue Squadron. This was
that's
episode
back
10.
on now.
I
Apparently.
know that's off on,
this was
off on,
not
off on.
That's
officially
more
episode
frustrating.
10, but like they're gonna make a Rey movie one day. It's gonna happen. Like Rogue Squadron, if it doesn't, that makes sense. I can see why they wouldn't.
I'd rather get Rogue Squadron than episode 9 or 10.
Ooh.
Well, it's not going to be 10, but
Well,
it's unofficially episode 10, but
Maybe,
either 3 years in the future or 30 years in the future, we're getting a Rey movie.
Yeah,
like it's just gonna happen, and we want it to happen.
Stop announcing shit that's not going to happen, or at least isn't happening yet. That does brand damage. I'm sorry, it just does. Like, you're getting this cool thing, get excited. Oh, we're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
Go
better
fuck
than
yourself.
It's better than releasing one that sucks. So like, make it good.
Yeah, I agree, but don't announce it until it's being worked on. Like, until there's a script and it is being funded and you are actively doing it, don't tell me about it.
That's fair.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying wait. I'm just saying don't tell me about it.
in the age of the internet, though, sometimes you've got to be out before they get you.
I get it, but then fire those people.
Or just pretend like
Then leak it. Like, fuck those people. You're
know.
done.
just pretend like your groundbreaking roller coaster is a churro stand. That's all you got to do.
That's true. All right. Tom, number 1 for you.
My number 1 for start to finish.
Let me guess.
What do you think?
It's going to be one of 3 things.
Porkins.
It's either going to be Halcyon related. It's either going to be Jedi Fallen Order, one of the 2 game stories. I think you like the story for the second one better, if I remember you
Better
saying
not
that,
be
right?
Bode. If it's Bode's story, I'm walking out.
Or it is
Walking out that door.
Galaxy's Edge. It's one of the 3.
No.
And I want to clarify, I said Porgkins, not the pilot Porkins. The pilot
Porgkins.
I want to know how he got
Rebellion
that
hero.
fat. That's what the story I want to see.
Yeah.
Porgkins or Porkins?
Porkins.
I was going to say Porgkins is not that fat.
Like a
Porkins
bantha
is
buffet in Tatooine.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Let's see how accurate that was. Damn,
That was not bad.
That's pretty good.
Brad's got all these great impressions, and I'm over here.
Having a belt like a bantha. Jesus Christ.
I didn't know you had
Like a
Kyle's
bantha.
mom on the soundboard.
Oh, wait. I mean, all right, I'll do that. So,
Take that, you fuck. Take that, you motherfucker.
and he even made the joke to me. And he made the joke to me, not you.
And
So
I think you've only made like one mom joke. I've done like
Yes.
30. Brad's done like
that's
30.
fine, whatever. Andor. I love that whole story.
That's surprising
One
to
of
me.
why it's
That's your
not.
favorite Star Wars
it's
story?
dark. It's one of the best written Star Wars show to date. I know you two
we're not
don't
here
agree.
to do this again, so I'm just going to nod.
I know you
I'll
two
take your
don't
word
agree.
for it.
That's
but
going
it's
to be in
one
my
of the best.
rewatch.
I don't agree it's not well
I'm gonna
written.
let you talk first,
I just think it's boring. And to me,
That's
like
fine.
it can be, something can be well written and boring. Like a lot of Shakespeare
It's a
is well
slow
written
burn.
and it's boring
Yeah,
as
it's
shit.
a slow burn, and I'm fine with a slow burn. I said historically the first 3 episodes of that of Andor was like, excuse me. In the first 2 specifically, nothing happened until that 3rd one, and then it started to build up and get better. I just the conspiracy, the whole like dark side of the rebellion, like Cassian having to kill people. It's just it's deviates from the normal Star Wars, so I love it.
Cool.
I forgot what I was going to say. But, I think that'll
Damn
be
it, sorry.
I'm going to finish watching Boba Fett now, and I'm going to, what did I say next? Ahsoka? I guess then Kenobi, but I'm going to rewatch Andor.
I'm
I'm doing
to
the
rewatch
cycle
it,
right
too.
now, so I'm going to rewatch Andor.
I wonder if my opinion of it changed now that I like Rogue One more.
I bet it will. And I bet mine will too. And I say this every time we talk about it, but season 2 is going to be great. And
Hope so.
season 1 will be made great because of season 2.
Okay.
But my
We
favorite
will
parts
see.
were Mon Mothma. Like, her storyline
Sure.
in that was awesome.
Nemec, R.I.P. I know you don't like the way he
got
died.
crushed
Did he
by
get crushed
metal.
by a metal? Like
Yeah,
a
like-
toolbox fell on him? or
No,
something?
it was credits. It was
Credits.
a big ass crate of credits, and it was falling because of gravity. Did you fail school? You know what gravity is, Evan?
Gravity doesn't exist in Star Wars.
Yes, it does. They were still on planet.
When
You
it does
dipnod.
sometimes.
God damn it! Let's end it already before I choke him.
He did get killed by gravity. That's what makes it so stupid and funny. He got killed
Well,
by
technically,
gravity.
anybody who
like-
jumps off a building to commit suicide
If I
gets
hold a
killed by
fucking
gravity.
knife like 20 feet above your head, guess what? You're going to die, and that's
right?
gravity's fault.
That's a more epic death than credits.
Gravity!
It weighs like probably. First off, it weighed more than you. I can guarantee that.
That's for sure. More than Nemec's scrawny ass too. He weighed like
Yeah, that's
90
right.
pounds.
That's right. But at least he was doing something in the
Most
galaxy.
pathetic. Writing
Fucking
a,
relic
just writing a
what?
book. That's all
I'll
he did.
relic raid something.
He wrote a book. and-
Shit.
That's so fun.
well, you know what? It's probably good he died before he got a chance to read his book. That would have bored him.
Fuck you, Evan. I unplugged it. End the fucking show. End the fucking show. But rise, Jedi Knight.